Yeah, so we are ready to read the chapter Quality from Honeycomb. As you can see, I have the book. I always prefer book to PDF. So, the name of the chapter is Quality, and it's chapter number 5. It's a story told in the most emotional way. It's a beautiful story. I will be explaining it in Hindi as well as English. Uh, it's something which you can share with your parents. It has an emotional content which will move you. So, shall we start? All right. Can a shoemaker be called an artist? I prefer that when you're watching my video, just have the book or PDF open in front of you. I'm not sharing any PDF with you because I really want you guys to read on your own by yourself. Can a shoemaker be called an artist? Yes. If he has the same skill and pride in his trade as any other artist, and the same respect for it too. Now, this is a story of a shoemaker, a German shoemaker, Mr. Gessler. Let me just give a mild introduction to you. And he is an artist in his own right. वो एक इतने अच्छे artist हैं when it comes to making shoes, because he makes beautiful shoes, and the shoes fit to your size or to the customer size perfectly. So, in that ways, he is a wonderful artist. Mr. Gessler, a German shoemaker settled in London, the background of the story goes in London, is a perfect artist. Read the story to see how he devotes his life to his art. It's a beautiful story. So we'll get started here. I hope you got the introduction. ये कहानी मिस्टर गेज़लर की है, जो एक जर्मन शूमेकर हैं, लंदन में सेटल हैं, और वो एक आर्टिस्ट हैं क्योंकि वो इस तरीके के शूज़ बनाते हैं कि देखने वाला, पहनने वाला उनके शूज़ के अलावा फिर कोई और शूज़ नहीं पहनता. The story is interesting. It's a little sad in the end, but worth listening to and worth reading, of course. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth. यहाँ पर जो राइटर हैं हमारे, he is the narrator, he is telling us the story. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth because he made my father's boots. जो हमारे राइटर हैं वो उस शू मेकर की शॉप पर तब जाते थे when he was a child, because वो शू मेकर जो है वो उनके फादर के बूट्स बनाते थे. He lived with his elder brother in his shop, which was in small by street in a fashionable part of London. वो जो शू मेकर मिस्टर गेज़लर थे वो अपने बड़े भाई यानी कि एल्डर ब्रदर के साथ अपनी शॉप में रहते थे, और वहाँ पर वो जो शॉप थी वो एक लंदन की एक फैशनेबल स्ट्रीट, लंदन इज़ फैशन हब, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल वहाँ पर चीज़ें होती हैं, तो वहाँ के एक फैशनेबल पार्ट था, और फैशनेबल पार्ट में एक छोटी सी बाई स्ट्रीट थी, वहाँ पर उनकी वो शॉप थी. The shop had a certain quite distinction. Now this shop was different from others. In which way? I will tell you. Distinction means different from others. There was no sign upon it other than the name of Gessler Brothers. शॉप के होर्डिंग के ऊपर कभी यार आप देखते होंगे कि देर आर मैनी साइंस, मैनी पिक्चर्स, जिस चीज़ की वो शॉप है, एड्रेस, ये वो, बट दैट होर्डिंग और दैट साइन बोर्ड, द बोर्ड had nothing on it except the name of Gessler Brothers. There were two brothers who were shoemakers, और उनका नाम वहाँ पर लिखा हुआ था. And in the window a few pairs of boots. जो शो विंडो था जिसमें से आप बाहर खड़े हो तो अंदर देख सकते हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड द शो विंडो, और जहाँ से विंडो शॉपिंग भी हम करते हैं, वहाँ पर कुछ बूट्स के पेयर्स आपको दिख सकते थे. He made only what was ordered, and what he made never failed to fit. Now the interesting part here is कि वो जो भी बनाते थे वो ऐसा नहीं कि उन्होंने पहले से ही बना के रख दिया. आप गए, जैसे आप नॉर्मल शू शॉप में जाते हैं कि thousands of designs are there and you pick whatever you want. No, आप जाएंगे, आपको कुछ पैटर्न्स दिखेंगे, but you can always buy something which you order. आप कुछ भी पिक नहीं कर सकते. आप जाएंगे, आप अपना टेस्ट, अपना चॉइस उनको बताएंगे, and then you'll be able to order whatever you want to. So, and what he made never failed to fit. जो भी वो बनाते थे, it used to be so wonderfully made कि आपका जो पैर है उसमें चला जाता था, and it used to fit beautifully. It never used to bite. It was absolutely perfect. To make boots such boots as he made seemed to me then and still seem to me mysterious and wonderful. तो जो हमारे राइटर थे तब छोटे थे, अभी बड़े हो गए हैं. सो उनको वैसे बूट्स किसी का बनाना जो बिल्कुल परफेक्ट हो, जिसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो, वो उनको बहुत मिस्टीरियस लगता था कि हाउ अ पर्सन कैन बी सो स्किलफुल. कोई इतना अच्छा कैसे हो सकता है दैट यू मेक समथिंग perfect. So he used to find it such a beautiful art and he used to find it really wonderful कि वो शूज़ जो भी वो बनवाते थे उनसे, वो उनको इतने परफेक्ट होते थे कि कभी दोबारा जाना नहीं पड़ता था कि अरे इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये तो काट रहा है, इसका साइज़ अच्छा नहीं, कलर अच्छा नहीं. नो, नॉट एट ऑल. इट यूज्ड टू बी एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट. Remember well my shy remarks one day while stretching out to him my youthful foot, "Isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler?" And his answer, given with a sudden smile from out of the redness of his beard, "It is an art." Now, once he remembers when he was a child and he was very shy to talk to, he went there and he said he was just stretching his foot for the person, for Mr. Gessler, to take the size probably. And then he said, "Isn't it awfully hard to do?" उसको लगता था ये मुश्किल काम है. तो मिस्टर गेज़लर, ये आपको मुश्किल नहीं लगता ये काम? ये काम तो बहुत मुश्किल है किसी के लिए परफेक्ट शूज़ बनाना. And Mr. Gessler, who was a German and always spoke in that German accent, he used to speak English but in a German accent, and it's written in the same way in your book. If you check your book, it's written here in the same way. If you can see, it is an art. उन्होंने आगे से क्या कहा कि ये तो एक कला है. दिस इज़ एन आर्ट एंड आई एम परफेक्ट विद माई आर्ट. It was not possible to go to him very often. His boost lasted terribly, having something beyond the temporary, some essence of boot stitched into them. So, why the writer was not able to go, or why the writer did not go very often to Mr. Gessler's shop? The reason was कि जो boots वो बनवाते थे उनसे, Mr. Gessler से, वो इतना टाइम तक चलते थे, they were so nice and perfect कि दोबारा जाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ती. आप दोबारा शू मेकर के पास कब जाते हैं? जब आपको लगता है कि अरे अब मेरे शूज़ तो पुराने हो गए हैं, टूट गए हैं, whatever. लेकिन यहाँ पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं था और वो टेम्पररी काम नहीं करते थे. यूज्ड टू डू अ परमानेंट जॉब ऑफ मेकिंग ब्यूटिफुल शूज़ विच लास्टेड फॉर वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग. One went in not as into most shops but restfully, as one enters a church and sitting on the single wooden chair waited. जब उनके शॉप के अंदर कोई जाता था तो इस तरीके से नहीं जाता था कि जैसे आप किसी शॉप में जाते हैं भीड़ भाड़ में ये पूछो वो पूछो. नो, एक बहुत कामिंग एटमॉस्फेयर होता था, जैसे कि आप किसी चर्च में आ गए हैं. बहुत इजी, बहुत शांत एटमॉस्फेयर होता था. एंड सिटिंग ऑन द सिंगल वुडन चेयर वेटेड, वो एक सिंगल वुडन चेयर पे वेट करते थे. अ गटरल साउंड and the tip-tap of his slippers beating the narrow wooden stairs, and he would stand before one without coat, a little bent, in leather apron, with sleeves turned back, blinking as if awakened from some dream of boots. Now these lines are extremely important. They might be there in your question and answers. So when this writer used to wait there for Mr. Gessler to come, a guttural sound, guttural means a little harsh and tick 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 tuck 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 type of sound used to be there, and he could hear the sound of the slippers of Mr. Gessler coming down from the stairs. He had some stairs in the shop, and what was his appearance while he was down? That he would be there without coat, a little bent, in leather apron, with sleeves turned back. You can just see from the picture, and this is the picture. You can see the apron here and sleeves turned back and no coat, and you can see these boot or slippers which he is wearing. This sound, the guttural sound, were coming from these slippers. So this is the appearance of Mr. Gessler. Is he wearing specs? Yes, Of course, he is wearing specs here. So, and he used to come blinking like this as if he was sleeping and he was dreaming of some good boots, making of some good boots. And I would say, "How do you do, Mr. Gessler? Could you make me a pair of Russian leather boots?" And he used to say that, "Okay, Mr. Gessler, the introduction, the salutation, how are you, Mr. Gessler? क्या आप मेरे लिए Russian leather के boots बना सकते हैं?" Without a word, he would leave me retiring whence he came, or into the other portion of the shop, or I would continue to rest in the wooden chair inhaling the incense of his trade. So वो मैं अगर पूछता हूँ कि मेरे लिए आप रशियन लेदर के बूट्स बना सकते हैं तो वो आगे से कुछ रिप्लाई नहीं करेंगे. ही इज़ गॉट हिज ऑर्डर एंड नाउ ही स्टार्टेड वर्किंग टूवर्ड्स इट. सो ही वुड से nothing, and he would just go to another part of the shop, and there he would the writer would continue to sit on the wooden chair, and he would inhale the incense of his trade. Now what was his trade? His trade was shoemaking. So incense means the fragrance or aroma, और जो उसका smell होता है, शू का smell जो है वो पूरी शॉप में होता था, and writer वहीं पे बैठा हुआ है और उसका smell ले रहा है. Soon he would come back holding in his hand a piece of gold brown leather. So he would be holding a gold brown leather, not the shoe, but just a piece of that leather. With his eyes fixed on it, he would remark, "What a beautiful piece." He himself loved his profession of shoemaking so much कि उनको मिस्टर गेज़लर को एक एक छोटी से छोटी और बड़ी से बड़ी चीज़ वहाँ की इतनी पसंद थी कि वो लाते थे, वो गोल्ड ब्राउन लेदर वो लाए और उसके सामने रखा और उसी को देखते रहे और कहा, "वाओ, what a beautiful piece, what a beautiful piece of leather." When I too had admired it, he would speak again. और फिर वो जब मेरी तरफ देखते थे मुझे लगता था कि हाँ मुझे भी ये पीस बहुत अच्छा है, मुझे भी उसकी तारीफ़ करनी चाहिए. I should admire. Admire means तारीफ़ करनी चाहिए. When do you want them? And I would answer, "Oh, as soon as you conveniently can." And he would say, "Tomorrow fortnight?" Or if he were his elder brother, I will ask my brother. तो वो पूछते थे कि आपको वो कब चाहिए, फिर पूछते थे कि अच्छा कल चाहिए, फोर्टनाइट चाहिए, 15 दिन के बाद चाहिए. और अगर वो खुद होते थे तो वो कहते थे कि कल चाहिए, फोर्टनाइट के बाद चाहिए. और अगर मिस्टर गेज़लर की जगह उनके ब्रदर होते थे, एल्डर ब्रदर होते थे, तो वो कहते थे कि मैं अपने ब्रदर से पूछ कर बताऊँगा. बिकॉज शायद वो इस चीज़ में बिलीव करते थे कि आपस में दोनों बात करके ही अपने क्लाइंट को कोई टाइम या डेट बताएं फॉर द डिलीवरी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. देन आई वुड मर्मर, "थैंक यू. गुड मॉर्निंग मिस्टर गेज़लर." "Good morning," he would reply, still looking at the leather in his hand, and as I moved to the door, I would hear the tip-tap of his slippers going up the stairs to his dream of boots. So he would say, the writer would say, "Thank you," because उन्होंने order ले लिया, delivery का time बता दिया. "Good morning, Mr. Gessler." Good morning is a salutation which some people do while some people meet in the morning, and some people even do while they leave. Say good morning, they bend and say, they bow and say good morning, and Mr. Gessler would reply in a good morning, and he would still be so fixed with that piece of leather, so mesmerized with the beauty of that leather piece. And then I would move towards the door, the exit door, and I would hear on the back side that he is moving up the tip tap of his slippers going up the stairs to his dream of boots. Now what would be up the stairs? I think it would be a workshop, it would be a workplace for Mr. Gessler where he would be mending and making the shoes. So he would go back to his dream of boots. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, "Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots creaked, you know." Now one day what happened, the writer cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say him that, "Mr. Gessler, there was some problem with the boot," and he said that the last pair जो आपने मुझे last shoe दिया था वो थोड़ा सा creaked था, I mean creak हो रहा था, उसमें से आवाज़ आ रही थी. He looked at me for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement, then said, "I'd shouldn't or shouldn't have creaked." "I'd" means it, "shouldn't have creaked." That means उसमें से आवाज़ तो नहीं आनी चाहिए थी, मैंने तो एक परफेक्ट पीस आपको दिया था. और just listen to this carefully. He looked at me for a time without replying, एज इफ एक्सपेक्टिंग मी टू विदड्रॉ और क्वालिफाई द स्टेटमेंट। वो ये चाहते थे कि मैं वो कंप्लेंट एक तरीके से नहीं करूं, और उन्होंने एकदम से डिफेंडेंट हो गए, वो डिफेंसिव हो गए। उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए था। इट डिड, आई एम अफ्रेड, एंड एज अ कस्टमर इट्स ऑलवेज आवर ड्यूटी to let our people from whom we buy products, the shopkeepers or the mall owners, tell them if we are facing any problem with the product. So I just told, it actually creaked. So he said, it did, I'm afraid. Then he said, you got them wet before they found themselves? So what did he say? You got them wet before they found themselves. क्या तुमने उनको गीला कर दिया था? Because if you wet the leather, then leather creaks. उसका shape, उसका size, उसका complexion, उसका texture सब खराब हो जाता है। तुमने तो उसको गीला किया था? I don't think so. At that, he lowered his eyes as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned this grave thing. Send them back. I will look at them. नाउ जब उनको ये कंप्लेंट मिली फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, ही वॉज रियली डिस्टर्ब्ड कि अरे मेरा शू ख़राब कैसे हो गया, एंड ही स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग अबाउट दोज शूज़। नाउ दिस मैन हैड अ वेरी सॉफ्ट लुक ऑन हिज फेस, और जो हमारे राइटर थे, ही इज़ ऑल्सो अ वेरी सॉफ्ट पर्सन, सॉफ्ट स्पोकन पर्सन। उसको ये बात बिल्कुल अच्छी नहीं लगी कि मैंने इस आदमी को डिस्टर्ब कर दिया। वो इज़ सच ए डेडिकेटेड शू मेकर, स्किलफुल पर्सन एंड अ नाइस पर्सन बाय नेचर। मैंने उसको ये बोल दिया कि आपका शू क्रीक कर रहा था, ख़राब था, या उतना बढ़िया नहीं था। सो एकदम से द शॉपकीपर मिस्टर गेज़लर सेड, सेंड देम बैक, आई विल लुक एट देम। मैं एक बार उनको चेक कर लेता हूँ। Some boots are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. Some boots are bad by birth. That means कुछ बनते ही ऐसे हैं, शायद लेदर ख़राब होता है। They are not so good from the very beginning, from the very initial stage. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. मैं उसके पैसे वापस कर दूँगा, मैं उसके पैसे आपसे नहीं लूँगा। So we will continue with this story, which is a little longer. The video is really long, this one. So I will continue in the next part, and we will definitely end the story in the next part. It's a wonderful story, so just stay with me to listen to the story of Mr. Geßler and our writer. It's emotional and it will definitely move you. See you in the next YouTube video. Bye bye.